Hi. Well, it's good to see you. Glad that you could drag yourself out of bed today and join me in the shop. I know we don't always do much, but it's kind of fun to hang out. It's good to be in the shop. I was gone all last week. I took a road trip with my lovely assistant, who I'm also married to, and it was just her and me. We jumped in the old HMS and just went south. We headed south. Went to Little Rock, went to points in Texas, a couple places, came back up through Oklahoma, and just took a loop, did some visiting. One of the places I visited, or persons I visited, was my best friend. I don't know, am I too old to say best friend? Besties? I don't know, what's the term? Should I just say oldest friend? I don't really like to say that because then he's like, well, you're old too, I mean, you're my oldest friend. Well, I don't know, longest. We met when we were in our late teens. And we shared a love of cars and just hit it off. He's not like me at all, which makes for a great friend because I don't know. Anyway, he lives in Texas, and he was one of the stops we made. Spent a day there, and I helped him put a 2JZ in I think it was an 85 Toyota Supra. So he bought this car, it didn't have an engine. He bought it cheap because it didn't have an engine. And he's owned like two of these cars before. And so he bought a 2JZ out of it's probably a Lexus something or other. And if you're not a Toyota person, like I'm not, he's a Toyota person. He loves Toyotas, has Land Cruiser, or two, he's all about it. So he's owned lots of Supras and different things, and this is just kind of a project. And 2 years ago, when he bought the car, sorry about the long story, but you in for a penny here. I went down there and was going to help him throw a motor in, but we had this huge ice storm. So I ended up just kind of sitting and drinking coffee in front of the fireplace for 3 days. Couldn't go anywhere. Ice, snow, Texas, nobody goes anywhere. So fast forward 2 years later to last week, and I was like, he's like, hey, we can just kind of hang out, do nothing. And I said, hey, how about we put a motor and transmission in your Supra? And he's got lots of projects, including airplanes, and not enough time to do all of them. So that's what we did. It was fun, had a good time. Speaking of different kinds of vehicles that people like, I got to looking. I've got Ford, Plymouth, Dodge. I've got Fords and Dodges in my shop. You would think that I don't like Chevys. Well, that's ridiculous. I've owned lots of Chevys, Corvettes, different Chevy things. I love all cars. When it comes to cars, I don't discriminate. I am discriminating, but I don't discriminate. Little wordplay there. Is it too early for wordplay? Okay, so I thought this week we would work on a Chevy. Okay, so I've got a piece of a Chevy there behind you, and well, let's go. let's go grab some coffee, and I'll meet you over there. Behold a rose among thorns. The lone Chevy in a sea of not Chevy things. Okay, whatever. It fell apart. Just work with me here. You're asking yourself right now, why do you have a Chevy engine? What's going on with it? Where's the thing that it goes in? You know, those are all great questions. And questions that will be answered. So, I haven't really decided if I want to reveal what vehicle this is going in yet, because I don't think you're going to guess. Well, you might guess, but I don't think you will. And you're welcome to try to guess what it's going in. I will tell you this. What is in the vehicle now is a 305. The customer wants more power. How best to get that? Well, let's just yank that 305 and put in a 350. This particular one I had built, it'll be 390, 400 horsepower, roughly. I'm curious to see what kind of torque. It might be 450-ish on the torque. I might be disappointed, but probably not. I mean, I think the 305 makes like 150 horsepower. So, in any case, it'll be way better. Putting the engine in is probably not the only thing we're going to be doing to the vehicle. I think probably the stock manifolds off the 305, which would fit on this, are going to be replaced with headers and full exhaust. Who knows what else? So, but the job here is to, I don't know, I just ordered a bunch of parts. And I need to get this thing kind of assembled to go to the dyno. I haven't made my appointment yet for the dyno because I just want to make sure that I have it together enough and I'm not waiting on parts. So, so that's what we're going to do. It's pretty. I love the valve covers that I chose for it. I love, it's just, there's so much to love. And it's Chevy orange, which is a great color for an engine. So, that's the deal. We're gonna build this thing and then, you know, in upcoming weeks or months or probably next month sometime, we'll get the vehicle in here and yeah, hopefully do the swap. So it should be great amounts of fun. All right, well, there's nothing to do but to do. I'm kind of curious what's in these boxes. So you might be saying to yourself, well, you ordered the stuff. You should know it's in the boxes. Well, yeah and no. You know, this box came a while ago and I just didn't open it. I remember what I ordered. Hey, a Summit sticker. I've got 50 bajillion of these, so that's going in the trash. I hate to say it, you know how much I love stickers, but I've got lots of Summit stickers, so they're going in the trash. And that was my trash. Okay, what do we got? Ooh, a fancy fuel pump block off plate. That might give you a hint about something. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna try these wire separators. They're kind of clunky. They're not my favorite necessarily. We've got some more wire loom stuff for the spark plug wires I have an idea for. We're gonna keep it simple, but effective. So these are just, they all have to do with the wires. Okay, valve cover breather. Hopefully I got the grommet size right. Stick that breather on there. Perfect. I like that. All right, so this is a thermostat, which of course we're not going to put in until after it comes back from the dyno. What's this? Heater fitting. Well, that's very specific. So that's what it must be. Oh yeah, it's a heater fitting. I have some, but I like to have a few options just depending on where the heater stuff is going to route. I don't really need an extra box. I'd rather see what's in it. This is probably another heater fitting. For a heater hose, sure enough. Okay, and we'll definitely be putting those on, and then I'll be putting those rubber plugs on them because we don't need that at the dyno. He's got his own electric water pump thing, so. All right, we've got spark plugs. Very nice. Autolite 3923s. Chosen very specifically for this engine. These are the copper core. So you can buy the platinums, you can buy the double aught, but you know, super sport, whatever, you can get what you want, okay? For this particular vehicle, I'm a big fan of the copper. I don't know why. Okay, here's an oil-filled plug. Hopefully, again, that is the right size. Put that by there. I got a couple valve cover grommets just in case. That's fine. What do we got here? Ah, 8mm spiral core. Okay, there's my plug wires. So that's good. Okay. We're gonna hold on to this box just in case. Oh yeah, on the plug wires, in anticipation for headers, we got the ceramic boots. Huge fan of these ceramic boots. If you're running headers, you'll never melt off a boot on your header. It just won't happen because they're ceramic. So I do love those. Those are on my best of list. What's this? Ah, water neck, or you know, for the thermostat housing. Got that. Make sure that fits. Some more doodads. And then there's a box of something here. I don't know. What is this? Oh, this is an air cleaner. Okay, so I'm curious about the air cleaner. Obviously, that's not going to go on for a while until it gets in the vehicle. But I'm kind of curious. I went with an air cleaner that kind of matched what I thought the valve covers were. So let's just take a look, just because I just want to know. Okay. Let's just take a look at this thing. This is so nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's perfect. See that? Just look at that. I mean, it literally matches amazing. That is so perfect. I love it. So, depending on the situation, I'm generally not a huge fan of, you know, air cleaners that say like Chevrolet or whatever engine it is. I don't know why. I just think, you know, like if it said something like, I don't know, you remember in the 90s, America's Heartbeat, whatever, you know. I remember like high school kids, I was a high school kid, you know, they'd pinstripe their car with the little heartbeat, you know, on it. Yeah, I know. I like classic. I like clean. If it has a manufacturer thing on it, for me, it would usually be something more original, a sticker on the valve cover, or, you know, something that was more factory-like. When it comes to custom stuff, I just like clean. That's just me. I just like that. So, okay. And then this other thing is a base. I've got a drop base and a flat base. We're gonna see which one works best in the vehicle. So, also, I've got a, what do you call it? You know, this thing. Whatever the name of this is, we got one of those. Ooh, I haven't gotten a starter. I forgot to get a starter. Dang it. See, you start unboxing and you realize, hey, I'm missing stuff. So this is, you know, our distributor. It's a fast HEI distributor. Okay. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Perfect. Super easy to plug these in. Yeah. It's just got all kinds of good features. Powerful, accurate, and reliable. Okay, so I need a starter. I don't actually need one for the dyno, but I do need one, so I need to write that down. I need a oil dipstick. I don't have one of those either. See, you think you got everything and you don't got everything. So I'm gonna go make a list on those things and then, yeah, let's just start assembling. I'm missing something. Oh, staring me right in the face. Our chrome will get you home. This is, oh wow, that is shiny. Holy buckets. Yeah, it's a Tough Stuff water pump. Oofda. Oofda may. Wow, this motor's gonna be way too shiny. Okay. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's making me laugh because I know what it's going in. Yeah, just wait until you see what it's going in. When you open the hood on the vehicle after this engine is in there, you're not gonna expect to see that. Let me just tell you. Let me just give you that hint at least. So anyway, yeah, hang out for a bit. I'm gonna just start fiddle farting and maybe more fiddling than farting, but you never know. Sorry. And then touch base whenever we touch base, I guess. huge disappointments. Huge disappointments. Oh my gosh. All my springs got spread everywhere. It's madness. These are the little mechanical advanced springs for the distributor, which I almost lost because I forgot were there. Look at this. See how deformed this is? Yeah, I did that. I'm so disappointed in myself. So this is supposed to, you know, vent, valve cover vent. I've got another grommet in there right now, but I'm pretty sure this was designed for maybe not aluminum covers. Because I tried to get it in there. I oiled it, I soaped it, wouldn't go in. And of course, as I'm an idiot, I deformed it. So I'm gonna take this, put it on the shelf, and I'll just put it in a different project. What do I have in that project? Nothing. You know, it can go in one of my projects that are less important as far as the way they look. So stupid. Anyway, you know, not everything goes perfectly. Just saying, in case you were wondering. All right, so I was gonna stab this in here, but I don't know what that was. Well, okay, here we go. It's coming. All right. I didn't want that to come out. I need to replace the springs that are in there for the mechanical advance with something less racy. So they kind of set these up for more of a sporty application. And I need a less sporty. This thing is like 500 pounds. Good grief. Good grief. See, and this is also one of my pet peeves, which is also the same as on, I know why they do it, and I know some people love it. It's kind of like wearing, well, I have a logo on my shirt, but it's kind of like wearing an article of clothing that has the Under Armour logo or the, I don't know, whatever logo. That's my level of luxury. You know, Louis Vuitton, whatever. People want people to know how fancy they are. Well, this says fast on it. I would prefer if it said nothing on it, honestly. But whatever. It's racy, you know, it's kind of like white letter tires. I do like white letter tires. This is so weird. It's just, the tolerances are so, it's not sliding down on there. Interesting. Should be. It should be. There we go. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take the cap off of here and see what spring is in there. Can I please get this off? All right, actually I need something else. Oh, there it is. That's what was rattling in there. They have little Allen keys so you can adjust. There's a little adjustment screw for the vacuum advance. So you can do that. More hold downs. Fancy. Fancy, fancy. They don't want this thing coming off. Wow. Okay. So, well, let me take this apart. Excellent. So, got it. Of course, I need my glasses. Didn't used to need my glasses. Okay. Allegedly, these glasses are supposed to, they're supposed to allow me to just see normally straight ahead, because I see straight out just fine, but when I look down, they're not bifocals, they're, I don't know what you call them. Sorry, this is a glasses channel now. Off of there. Oh, there we go. All right, let's see what we got. Okay, that's a pretty big one. We've got some different springs that are lighter. Let's test some of these. Seems stiffer. This is the lightest. We're going to put the lightest on there first. I want this vacuum advance to eagerly open itself up. Not reluctantly, not slowly, eagerly. This is the eager setting. This is not race setting. The race setting, it can be a little bit more sluggish and it won't hurt anything. It's funny, the springs that they send to adjust are a little bit cheaper, I would say, of a spring. Hopefully I'm assuming they'll do the job. Okay. Interesting. So these should open pretty quickly. All right. So we're doing that. My engine builder recommended it. He sent this distributor along with the motor, understanding what it's going in and its purpose. He said, put the light spring in there to start with. And when you run it on the dyno, if you need to, if Randy, the dyno guy, says, hey, we need a little bit stiffer spring in there, well, I'll just bring some springs and then we'll do that. So, alrighty then. So, I need to mark on here. I've got the engine at top dead center. All right, where's my, here it is. Yep, goes right here. So I'm going to stab this in and try to get this pointed at cylindre number uno. Okay, ooh, I need to lube this up first though. Let's lube the gears. Don't just stab it in there. Put some lube on it. What I use is just some engine assembly lube. You can put just oil on it. I like to lube and I'm gonna get just stuff on my hands. Okay, where's my gloves? I like to put a little bit on these surfaces as well, because they you know, slide in there. Anyway, let's see. Sometimes this separates and I just get something runny out first, so we're gonna just make sure. There we go, we're getting some regular stuff. Now, just so you know, you probably do know by now, I'm not an engine builder. I have an engine builder. Engine building to me is tedious and exacting, though not, you know, difficult per se. I mean, it's like any job has its difficulties. I just don't like it. It's kind of like painting. I don't like painting. I don't like hours of sanding. I don't like building motors, spending hours on measuring gaps, and it's tedious to me. Don't love it. So, and I'm okay having people who do love it to do it. That makes sense to me. I do what I love, they do what they love, the best job gets done. So, okay, let's see, which way do I want this pointed? Hang on a second, I gotta examine. Okay, I have it going that way on that one. Just trying to decide which way I want my vacuum. It's gonna go around this side. Okay. Let's see. So I want this pointed towards cylinder number 1, roughly. Why isn't that going down? Ooh, ooh. I don't love it. Let me double check. Top dead center. Make sure that I'm not 180 degrees out. Yeah, just double check when I stab this, because I want to make sure it's stabbed right so that I can run my wires, I can organize them, and when we get it on the dyno, it's kind of basically-ish where it needs to be. So, hang out for a minute on this riveting process. I'll be right back. Oh, my knees. I shouldn't have done that. Well, what we have here is basically an assembled Chevy 350, which I have just basically prepped to go to the dyno. That's what we're doing. Haven't done a bunch of stuff. Got the block off plate on there. Got the plugs and wires. Got this stabbed to what I think and imagine in my head is top dead center. We got the lighter springs in there. What else we got? What's happening here? We've got the water pump, the heater hose connectors, which I blocked off. What else? I don't know. We've got the water neck up here without the thermostat in, because you don't run a thermostat. And the carburetor is going to be at the dyno when I get there. My engine builder said he will drop it off. So it's a quick fuel, double pumper. I run it on several vehicles. It's a great carburetor. A lot like the Holly. It's basically a Holly. So unfortunately, my appointment for the dyno isn't until tomorrow morning. So we can go and see what the numbers are. That'll be exciting. We'll be super, super stoked for that. But, that's pretty cool. Anyway, in the meantime, let's say we meet the vehicle that it's going in. Huh? You excited? You don't know what it is. And you probably didn't guess what it was. But it just showed up. It's right over there. So let's take a look at it. I haven't really looked at it. This is the first time that I've even seen it. I've only talked to the guy about it. And it looks better than what I thought it would, which is great. So let's go over and meet him. So what we have here is a 1984 C10 two-wheel drive long bed. Two-wheel drive. Did I say two-wheel drive? You got to say it twice, I guess, because it's two and it's wheel drive. It's got a 305 TBI, throttle body injected. It's the Scottsdale edition. It says Scottsdale on the side of it. That's how I know. And also, what else? 700 R4, 4-speed automatic transmission behind it. I haven't even checked how many miles it has. It's super clean. It's got a few little rust bubble spots on it, but underneath it's super clean and dry. So I'm excited about it. This truck, I think his name is going to be Dale. This is going to be Dale because he's a Scottsdale. So I can't name him Scott. Have you ever heard of anybody naming their car Scott? I don't know, maybe. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I just like Dale better. It's a Chevrolet. You got Dale Earnhardt, he drove a Chevrolet. You got Dale Jr., he drove a Chevrolet. And this is a Scottsdale, so his name's Dale, all right? Get off my back about it. Okay, whew, wow, the energy just ramped up there all of a sudden. Let's calm it down. We've got a pretty white paint job. Got a little two-tone action going on. Also the roof, which I like. I don't think that was original to the truck. I think someone had a white, essentially kind of farm truck and decided let's spruce it up. Put a little tan highlights on it, which I approve. It's approved. Let's just walk around this together and take a look at it, because I haven't. I just showed up. There's water on the floor because it snowed the other day and it was in the bed and now it's on my floor, but I can use the humidity in the shop because that heater, he just eats humidity. So yeah, let's take a look at the inside first and then we'll get around to looking under the hood and seeing what's there. All right, super excited to have a Chevy in the shop again, because I just love variety. So we've got vinyl tan seats, which actually, look at how good a shape that's in. How many miles does this say it has on it? 18594, 18,000. 118? Maybe these seats have been recovered. That used to be blue, but I mean, people replaced these. Yeah, well, I mean, seats can be recovered, so I don't know. 18,000, 118,000, I don't know, but I mean, I'm looking. It's just solid. We'll get this on the lift eventually and look underneath it. Amazing. It's just really amazing. Oh, I can see the fuel pump. Interesting. Okay. Well, anyway, we've got air conditioning. We've got a aftermarket radio, automatic overdrive, wipers, gauges. This here, I think, is the backup camera that I noticed on the back of the bumper. Very cool. I mean, it's in a remarkable shape. Remarkable shape. Scottsdale says right on it. Electric windows. Maybe you can tell me what you get with the Scottsdale edition, or maybe I'll look it up and tell you, because I don't know. But maybe electric windows, maybe overdrive. I don't know what you get. I'm gonna look that up because I'm curious. I don't really know. All right, so let's go check out under the hood. First, check out this bed. I mean, really. Look at this. I don't like these rubber mats, by the way, because they keep moisture under there. Not a fan. Not a fan. I understand. I've had pickups with them in there. I like it for putting stuff in the bed and protecting the floor. I do not like it because it traps moisture underneath. But I mean, look at these. There's a tiny dent there, but I mean, they're super clean. You know, you've got some scrape marks here, but the tailgate's in excellent shape. Looks like it had a topper on it at one point. That's what that would indicate, which really saves the inside of beds. It's got a receiver hitch on it, it looks like. Yep. I think it's a receiver. What is it? Oh yeah, it is. Genuine. Kurt. Look at this. Can you see this? Can you see what I'm looking at? I don't know if it's too dark under here, but I mean, clean as a whistle, this thing. So it's got a tiny bit of rust happening, unfortunate, but it's not, it's fixable, like easily fixable. And you can get these moldings if you rip that off and want to replace it. Got a tiny bit right here, but I mean, come on. All right, let's open that up. All right, well, got the heater coming on. Hood release, releasing the hood. All right, looks remarkably stock. Huh. Got air conditioning, it's right there, I'm looking at it. Yeah, well, why don't you come in here and look at it with me instead of what you can't see from there. Seriously, do I have to like drag you over here with my bare hands? I don't know. Anyway, come look at this. So what we're seeing is a Chevy 305. Allegedly, I haven't looked at the VIN number even. I'll have to take a picture of it, but that's what I'm told it is. And this is very original. Everything's very original. Looks like it's got some sort of aftermarket stuff going on with the wiring, which probably has to do with that radio. Maybe there's something behind the seat. I tell you what, one thing that I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see that down there. Let me move the light. Come on, light. There you go. That is a mechanical fuel pump down there. Now, it was my understanding that, and I might be wrong, this was just my understanding, that a throttle body injection of this era used an electric fuel pump. Well, I don't know. Hang on. Let's take a look, see what we got. What's this? Well, I don't know why that's on there. That's weird. Let's take a look at this. Well, that's it, like double nutted. Let me go get a 1/2-inch wrench for that, or 7/16, whichever. One thing I did not tell you yet is that this truck is our running and driving truck, except that when he tried to drive it over here out of storage, it wouldn't start. So it was towed here. So my first order of business is to get it running, because I want to make sure what's working, what's not, etc., etc. Let's set this over here. Oh, looky there, looky there. Okay. I was told this was a TBI truck. What we're looking at there is an Edelbrock carburetor. Somebody has converted this truck, whether it was EFI or not EFI. We've got some mysteries to uncover, is what we have. We have some mysteries. So what we're gonna do is see why it didn't start. Now I can see it's a carburetor, so that's good to know. And then I'm going to do a little bit more diving to make sure this engine is what it was. It doesn't matter. We're pulling it out of the truck anyway. It's coming out, and we're putting in that shiny orange one. I think it's going to be amazing. You open the hood. A lot of this is going to get cleaned up. We're going to clean up this engine bay. By that, I mean extraneous wiring that is not needed, extraneous vacuum hoses that are not needed. Looks like it has cruise control. We're going to try to keep that, keep things that it has, and do all the linkage stuff. I'm going to try to keep the air conditioning. Don't know if it works, but let's try to keep it. And yeah, we'll just try to make the engine bay more presentable. You know, you look at Dale from the outside, he looks like kind of your, I don't know, do we call it like a grandpa truck? Maybe. Not in a negative way. It's just super clean. It just is what it is. And then you open the hood and there's just this glittering jewel of Chevy 350. I think we're going to be doing headers, ceramic coated headers into exhaust. It's going to sound good. It's going to look good. This thing's going to rip. and be super cool at the same time. So anyway, I am going to start working on just getting this truck started. And yeah, and if you just hang out, well, I just figure out what's going on, because I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to poke around a bit, talk to myself, because, you know, it's fun to talk to yourself. I'm going to do that a little bit. And then I'll invite you back here to see if we can get this thing fired up. What I would like to do is do some comparisons. So with this motor and whatever's going on here in it, maybe run up and down the road, see how it feels, see how it sounds, and then compare those feelings and sounds and maybe numbers, we'll see, with then the new engine that we put in it. So anyway, hang out a minute. I will be back. All right, I figure the first thing that we should do is try to start it ourselves, see what the deal is. So when I got towed in the shop, I immediately put a battery charger on the battery overnight. You know, it's been sitting all winter. Maybe it just didn't have enough voltage to fire off. And I don't know. So before we go fiddling around, let's just see if it'll start. Another thing that I didn't, I have never seen one of these before. Ha! It's like a, what the crap? Oh my gosh. It's like a cup holder that uses the ashtray. Huh. Well, sorry I got distracted. I just never seen anything like that. Anyway, the owner of this truck is building this for his daughter. Now, originally, he wasn't going to tell her. He was just going to do it and surprise her, because she drove this truck one time, I don't know, a couple years ago. I don't know when it was. The story's a little fuzzy, but she took it up to a country music festival. And it was a super, super big hit, as you can imagine. And she fell in love with the truck. She took a trip in it. Anytime you take a trip in an old vehicle, a lot of times you just start loving it more. And that's what happened to her. So he decided, we're going to do this engine swap. It's going to be awesome. I'm not going to tell her. I'm going to surprise her. He just got excited about it. And he spilled the beans. He said, I'm putting a new motor in your truck. So she knows now. I don't know if she cares, but he and I are both excited about it. So that's the main thing. So, anyway, yeah, let's just see if it starts. Got it in park. Give it a couple pumps. Now that I know it's an Edelbrock. I did absolutely nothing. It just came in, I gave it 2 pumps, and there it goes. Runs like a champ. So my guess is that when he tried to start it to drive it over here, it just didn't have enough voltage to fire off. It has all the voltages now. Oh hey, I just saw this light up. Look at this. It's a backup camera. Oh man. Hey, modern technology. I wonder if we have any, so I'm not seeing any speakers in here, but there's a whole bunch of speaker stuff. Let's just see if we got, oh okay, sound, general, no, CD, no disc. I'll figure this out, I'm just curious. Maybe there's some boom booms behind the seat here or something. This is incredible. Okay. All right. We've got the alternators alternating. We've got tons of oil pressure. We've got half a tank of fuel. We're ready to go. We are ready to rock and roll. Wow, that thing just ran like a top. I don't know. I may squirrel this engine away for another project because it seems to run just fine. So anyway, nice, nice. I just love it when things work. And I knew this truck was pretty mint and worked fine, but the fact that I have to do absolutely nothing. So I think what we should do is take this truck out on the street there, because I got to turn it around anyway. It's facing the wrong way in my shop. We're going to go drive it on the old 4-post lift and get it up in the air to look at it too. Yeah, we may as well just spend some time with the truck before we tear it apart. You know, let's get to know it a little bit, and because soon enough we're going to be in it. We're going to be in it to win it, all the way up to our elbows, and it's going to be fun. So yeah, let me button some things up, get the hood closed up, and then you can climb in that side and we'll go take her for a spin real quick. Oh. All right, of course, I just get the truck out and it starts snowing. And I can't use the wipers because, well, I'll show you what the wipers look like, but there's actually new wipers right here. So we're not gonna worry about it. We're just going out on the street. So part of the reason why I want to do this, I want to see how the transmission works. I want to see how the truck drives. So if there's anything I'm concerned about after I put the new motor in, I can know that it's the same as it was or it's different than it was. So we're just gonna warm up this engine a little bit. And I had an idea. These brakes are grabby. I don't think they've been used for a while. Sit tight, I gotta look something up. Okay, so I'm driving the truck here on my road. I am noticing that, okay, it's got a little stutter in it. But that's okay. We were not gonna worry too much about that. I just kind of want to get some heat in the engine. So what I've got here is a timer that will check performance. Let's just do a back-to-back. What did it do and what did it do before and after? So I'm just getting like 2 miles on it here before yeah, to let it warm up. So here we go. All right, let's do this. Reset. Okay, we're gonna set this up here like this. Let's see. All right, let's give it a try. Put this up on the dash, and here we go. Road's clear. Foot down. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. You know, it's really not bad. That's 60 right there. Really not terrible. All right, so what did it say? 10.4 seconds to 60. Nice. Okay, that's what we got. 10.4. Sorry. I wanted more for you, but that's all we got. Anyway, we got the 10 seconds, and that's the important thing. So let's run it back in the shop. I can't see anything out of the windshield now. It's just snowing. It's not entirely true, but it's true enough. So let's get her on the lift and kind of take a peek underneath and just keep on keeping on. See if we're on there pretty good. May move it up a little bit, but that's fine. Good enough. Well, let's get Dale up in the air now that we've discovered his, performance, which is 10.6 seconds, 0 to 60. Actually, he doesn't feel bad. Like, he kind of drives like you would expect a truck of his age and what he looks like and with his motor to drive. Like, not doggy. Now it's got that hesitation. When you get into the throttle, you kind of have to feather it in. But once it gets going, it rips, relatively speaking, rips. So, yeah, super, old trucks. It's just something about them. They're charming. And this one is especially charming. So, yeah, I'm going to get it up in the air and then you and I can just walk around and look at it. I haven't really done that except for, what you and I did just a little bit ago. So let's walk up under here, take a peek. And what I'm seeing is like just greatness. Just greatness. I love it. Okay, so these cables go up in the cab. So I'm guessing there's something behind the seat. I don't know. Okay, we've got drive shaft. Okay, so this is interesting. Okay. We're going to do away with all of this exhaust. Putting headers on there with 2.5-inch exhaust. This just Y's into one, and then it comes back here, and then is like, ha ha, we're gonna make people think it's dual exhaust, but it's not dual exhaust. So we're gonna put true dual exhaust on this truck, and we're gonna keep it carbureted. This is the 700R4, I believe. Transmission, 4-speed overdrive. We've got a little oil. It just looks like the oil pan on the transmission is just a little weepy. And then there's the engine, which is a little weepy as well. But it's okay, because we're gonna pull it out. We definitely are leaking oil. The motor mounts look okay. They got some cracks in them. Once we get it out, I'll pull them off. If I need to order some of those real quick, I will. But we won't order things that we don't need to order. Yeah, very cool. I mean, this thing, just look at it. Just look at what I'm looking at. All of this, super, super clean. Very, very cool. I mean, you can see the inside of these fenders. They are just mint. Okay, here's the little rust. Well, that's an inner fender. There's a little rust there. You kind of expect that at this age. We've got I don't know. Oh, that's the plug stuff for the rear view camera. You know, this is my truck. If I was up under here, I'd do some wire cleanup, but that can be tedious and some people don't care. So got a little bit of a rust stuff going on here, but honestly, you'd expect that. I mean, it's right behind the tire, you know, but everything just looks amazing. So anyway, I think we are both excited about this truck. So I think in the morning here, we're gonna make a run to the dyno. We're gonna see what kind of horsepower that this engine makes. And then, yeah, and I've got some parts coming. I got exhaust coming. I've got all the parts that I need to bolt the motor up and just different things, doodads, whatnots. And yeah, next week, we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna pull the motor and start cleaning up the engine bay and getting ready to stab this in. So, let's take a run to the dyno first before we call it quits for this episode. And we'll do kind of a part 2 yanking this motor out. So anyway, it's gonna be super great. Well, what do you think about those numbers? Why are those numbers still here? Oh, there we go. So the numbers just won't go away. What was it? 368 and 436 or something. I was hoping for closer to 400 horsepower, but these are iron Vortec heads. This thing is going to be, well, let's just say this is an all-American motor. Okay? There's, well, there might be some other countries in there, but as far as I know, it's mostly all-American motor. And we could have gone with aluminum heads, but these Vortec heads put out great power. They're reliable. They will bring this truck into the next decades very well, without being finicky or anything like that. So, cheers, by the way. Got my apple juice here. Daddy's juice box. Anyway, super great to get the truck in the shop, finally get to check it out and discover that it's set up different than what I thought. But it won't derail the project. So that's going to be it for this week. I appreciate you hanging out as per usual. And next week, if you want to swing by the shop, the plan is to yank that motor out, kind of clean the engine bay, get everything orderly, and then pop that. I'm pointing over here because that's where the engine is that you're not looking at. The new one, pop it in there, get it all wired and plumbed and everything. And I've got exhaust headers coming, ceramic coated. I've got a full exhaust kit coming for it with Flowmaster mufflers. We're gonna go dual exhaust out the back. I don't know all what we'll get to next week, but we're gonna get to as much of it as we can. So hopefully we get to a point when we can test it. So I've got to get this done because over here also, where you're not looking, where I'm standing right next to, and as you are, so shall you be. Anyway, is the Roadrunner. And that engine is supposed to be ready to go in about a week. It's going to the engine dyno to get tuned, and then I'll have it. And I know Roadrunner guy will be hot to trot to get that in there. So let's try to get Dale done first, and then we'll put an engine. We're just doing engines. We're just willy-nilly, just engines everywhere, but it's gonna be fun. So glad that you stuck around, and come back if you want to. I've got, I've got apple juice, I've got coffee, I've got a dumb cat, and bad jokes. So what more could you want? Anyway, we'll see you later.